Hey guys, what is going on? Like Remain 123 are back with another video, and in today's video, I'll be sharing my thoughts today on the recently released Harry Potter CMF Series 2. But quickly, before I do the video, I just want to quickly thank you guys so much for all the support you've given me throughout my last couple of uploads, and also, just with the support, because we recently did get to 400 subscribers, and I don't think I could have done it without my amazing viewers who are watching this video. Now, hopefully I'll be doing a bit more of a better video than this, hopefully next Friday, because I want to make sure that I actually stay or go over 400 subscribers, because if I go down, then I don't want to have a video prepared and then on the day I'm about to release it, I'm not actually at 400 subscribers. So I want to make sure that I leave it to next Friday, so then that way if I check my subscribers, then I know I'm at 400. So hopefully that did make sense. But I just want to once again thank you so much for just all the support, and it just really does mean a lot. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, we have Harry Potter from the Half-Blood Prince. I really like the book piece he does have, and it uses that really nice bar and club attachment which we got in the first Harry Potter CMF series. I also really like that print of the cauldron with the sort of smoke coming out, because that's the front cover for the potions book they use for the Half-Blood Prince. I really wish it did actually have advanced potions on it, but I can understand why they didn't, because it might have been too hard to print small text on that. But then I do have a question about that, because I actually did print some really small writing on a 2x3 plate, because they had Harry's acceptance letter printed on there, and there was some pretty small writing, so it's quite a shame that they didn't actually do that. I'm also quite curious to see what that 1x2 tile is going to be a spell we haven't, or a potion we haven't gotten before. And then his torso and leg printing are pretty nice, but I don't believe he does have leg printing, but I really like his torso printing. And I believe he uses a different facial expression, but I'm not 100% sure. Next we have Albus Dumbledore, and I really love this version of him. The new torso and leg printing with the dress piece in that really nice red coloring. The beard mold is pretty cool, and then the hair and sort of hat thing definitely does look really cool. Love the mold for that. But by far my favorite part would be Fawkes the Phoenix. I love that mold so much, because I really like the mold compared to the build, because it just looks not sort of, it's quite hard to explain, because it really doesn't look like Fawkes from the Harry Potter sort of universe, and it really doesn't symbolize sort of him or her, but I think a mold definitely does symbolize him or her a lot more. I love the feathers, the tail, the head, and I also really like how minifigs can actually hold it. And then the printing on the hat definitely does look really cool, and then if you can just see, the face expression on him definitely does look cool. Next we have Hermione Granger, and she is also from the Half-Blood Prince. I really like the torso printing on her with that really nice sort of pattern with the cream and sort of red coloring, and then also a bit of pink on the torso. And then her legs have some really nice printing with the blue, and then her sort of boot shoes that I think that is definitely really cool. I believe she used a new hairpiece, and then the piece she actually does have is actually a cup of Butterbeer. Really nice mold for that, and I also really like how they've actually printed in the sort of orangey colour which Butterbeer is. Next we have Ron Weasley, and he used the same sort of Butterbeer cup. I really wish we got a different variant of that, maybe an empty one, or and maybe a completely full one, just to have some variety there. But I really do like his torso print, because he definitely does have a lot of really nice designs on it with the different colours, and then the sort of woolly jumper feel it does have. And then his legs printing definitely do look really nice as well. Next we have Luna Lovegood in her Gryffindor, lion sort of headpiece. That definitely does look really cool. I love the design for it with like the texturing of the sort of mane, the eyes, the ears, and I really like how they have that sort of section cut out so you can actually have Luna like with her eyes and mouth poking out. And then I also believe like you actually do get her hairpiece so you can actually take off the line mask thing and just put on her hairpiece, which I think is definitely really cool. I love her torso printing with like the sort of silver arms and then like a sort of dark blue torso, and then some, it looks like some white or silver printing, and then the legs have a really nice sort of pink coloring with like some blue and a bit of dark red. Then we have a grip hook, and I believe this minifig is from the Deathly Hallows Part 1. My favorite part by far is the new mold for the Gryffindor sword. I love that mold so much. I'm really glad they didn't just go with like an existing sword, because that really doesn't represent the Gryffindor sword in my opinion, because the sword is like very iconic with like the shaping of it, the design for it. So I'm really glad they have a really nice piece for it. I really like the red gems on it, and then like the molding is definitely really nice. The molding for Grip's hooks, like ears and then his hair, I believe we've seen before, but just in different sort of color. And then his torso printing is really nice as well. But I especially like that facial expression he does have. It kind of looks mischievous and evil. And then also just a key. Next we have Lily Potter. I really like this variant of her because like there's like no sort of specific set you can actually add her in, because like they may not make sets like based on like Lily and James' death, because that might be a little dark. So I'm really glad they actually did include it in a CMF series. I really like her torso printing with like the jacket, sort of the blue jacket she's wearing, but I kind of wish there was maybe some printing on her legs. And then the variant of Harry as a baby is definitely a really nice one. I believe they use like the same sort of molding idea what they actually used for Voldemort, but just changed up to actually have Harry there. Then we have James Potter, and I really like this variant of him because it's the actual same variant in the 2x3 sort of printed tile. But I wish they actually did that for Lily as well, because it would have definitely matched a lot more better. But I can possibly see why they actually did this. Had one of the characters, which was James, like represented as the photo, and then Lily as represented as that, so she can actually have the baby Harry as that accessory, which I think is definitely really nice. But I really like that scarf piece in the red coloring, because I believe we've only gotten the scarf piece before in a, I believe, an orange coloring, which was from Jay. And then the torso printing, from what I can see, definitely does look really cool. But by far, I really like that tile piece. Next, we have Ginny Weasley, and this is her from like this event, Horace Slughorn. Yeah, Horace Slughorn actually holds for a couple of his sort of favorite students, and Ginny does get invited. Now, I really wish they used a bit more of a better variant of her, because she's actually barely seen in that scene. She's probably in it for maybe like maximum of maybe like 8 to 10 minutes, or maybe a little lower. But I really wish they actually did use a bit more of a better version. But I really like that hairpiece with the sort of detailing of like maybe clip in the gold coloring, and then the really nice cup in that coloring. And she also does have some really nice torso and leg printing. Next we have one of the twins. I believe it might be possibly Fred, but I'm not 100% sure. I really like the new sort of beanie and hair combo, because the Fred and George of this CMF series are from the Goblet of Fire. I really like the torso and leg printing on him. I like how it starts at the torso and then like continues with this really nice pattern down to the legs. I also like the dark grey printing for like his boots. And then the briefcase piece, I believe, is very similar to the first Harry Potter CMF series, where it came with Jacob Kowalski from Fantastic Beasts, but then inside has this, I believe, really nice sticker, and then also possibly maybe a print, but also maybe a sticker of like a tally and then like a result sort of part, because like Fred and George are like doing bets and all that for the Triwizard Tournament. So I really like how they've actually included some very simple sort of prints or stickers, but in the briefcase. Next we have another one of the twins, and I really like this version of him as well, because like instead of just having like the exact same torso and leg printing, it is very similar, but they actually have like the jacket opened up, so like you can see this almost like Gryffindor inspired sort of shirt or t-shirt on him. I'm not 100% sure if it is like Gryffindor related, but I really do like how they've actually done that. And I believe he does use the same hair and hat combo, but they might have the same face expressions, but I'm not too sure. I really like the face expression of one of the twins like that. And then the Remorder's map piece does look really cool. I love the printing of like the Hogwarts in the background, and then how it actually does say the Remorder's map. I think that is definitely really cool, and definitely does match up with the 2x3 tile we actually got in the Harry Potter sort of minifig pack. Then we have Bellatrix Lestrange, and this is her version from like Escaping Azkaban, which I believe is from the Order of the Phoenix. I really like this version of her with like the torso printing and how it continues from like the torso down to the legs. Really nice checkered pattern there. But I kind of wish she didn't actually get her wand, because in that scene when she like escapes Azkaban, she doesn't actually have her wand with her. But apart from that, I really like the hairpiece. She does have really nice molding with that, and it's quite hard to see, but it kind of looks like she like has her feet sort of poking out, or like her sort of Azkaban uniforms being like ripped so you can see part of her skin. And then the 1x2 tile with her like sort of Azkaban number is definitely a really nice print. Then we have Kingsley Shacklebolt, I believe is his name. Really nice minifig to actually get in a CMF series. I really like the torso and the leg printing on him. Really nice sort of colors as well, with like the purple, but it is quite hard to see some of the printing because of like this really nice sort of blue cape robe. I really like the design of that, and I like how it's just not like the same as the cape, because he wears this like really specific sort of cape robe thing. I'm not 100% sure on the name, but I really like how they actually did include it. And then the hat he actually does wear is, in my opinion, quite iconic, because like he's the only character what wears it, and I really like how they did actually include it. It is quite hard to see, but it looks like there's some printing on it. And then I really like his sort of facial expression as well. Kind of looks like a smile maybe, but it is very hard to make out. I kind of wish though we maybe got like a different accessory for him, like maybe a wand and something else. I'm not 100% sure on what else they could possibly give him, but I kind of do like the idea of giving him like a broom. Then we have Moni Myrtle. I really like this variant of her, because it's like this is the first version I believe we've gotten of her, but we may have gotten some in like the early sort of sets of Harry Potter, like from 2000, 2001, 2003. I really like the hairpiece in this sort of dark blue coloring, and then the face expression of her definitely does look really cool in that sort of light blue cream color. Not 100% sure on the color, but I really like that sort of ghostly feel it does have with that color. And then I really like how they have some sort of like light grey pattern going on for the torso and the legs to give that sort of ghostly, sort of like old-fashioned feel. I also really like how we're actually getting Tom Riddle's diary like that, so that is definitely really cool. And I find it really interesting how they're actually using these sort of clear piece we got in the DC Superheroes CMF series to actually have Moni Myrtle like float around, because she is a ghost, so I think that is definitely really cool. Then we have Professor Sprout, and I believe this might be the only variant we've gotten of her for the from the first wave of Harry Potter, because I believe we haven't gotten her before in like the sort of a reboot sets of Harry Potter from like the first, second, third wave. Well, we may have gotten her in like the previous sort of Harry Potter waves from like 2000s and all that. I really like the hair and hat combo with like this really nice sort of hat, and then like a really nice hair, the torso and sort of new dress piece, well, sort of old dress piece, definitely do look really cool. I love how like it continues from the torso down to the legs with like this really nice pattern of like lines, and then like the really nice color of like sort of a tannish brown color. Definitely does look really cool. And then it looks like she does have like some pocket printing as well, definitely great. And then like some sort of thing to actually have her sort of robe, or like it may be a necklace, but I really like how they've actually included that. And then down the bottom here, it is quite hard to see, but it looks like they've actually included a bit more of a different color for the bottom of it, like sort of a dirt color, because she like works with plants and all that in like herbology class, and like outside of school she may like handle with plants. So I really like how they've actually included that to like show that the minifig like walks around and gets dirty. But I kind of wish they actually used the same sort of mandrake piece as they did in the first Harry Potter CMF series, because it doesn't look sort of as good as that sort of specific piece they actually used for it, because I really don't think it works on a sort of cylinder piece. But I really like the sort of expression they actually do have for the mandrake, like the sort of screaming expression. I also really like how they've actually included the same mold for the plant pot, but just in a different color. And finally, we're getting a updated version of Neville Longbottom, and this is him from the Prisoner of Azkaban. I really like how we're getting an updated version of him, because we really don't get too many versions of Neville Longbottom, because we did, I believe, didn't get any in the first two movies, but I might be mistaken about that. We maybe got like maybe one or two variants of him, but I really like how we're getting an updated version of him. And this is him with the accessory of the Book of Monsters. Really nice printing for the Book of Monsters. I really like the design for it, like with the cover using that bar and clip attachment, like with the teeth of like the jaws. I really like how they've included that. And then also the printing on the top of it. And then I believe they've actually used a really nice piece, like a sloped tile, to actually like give that sort of thickness and sort of weight on the book to actually show that it has like pages. So I think that's definitely really cool. And then printed on the side, as you can see, they actually have like the mouth of the Book of Monsters, and then like the sort of part you possibly maybe like clip it open, but it's too sort of blurry to actually see. I believe his torso and leg printing are the exact same from the Hermione Granger variant we got in the first CMS series of Harry Potter, but I'm not 100% sure. Really nice hairpiece in that colouring as well. I believe we've gotten it before. And then his first facial expression does look really cool. I like how it's some sort of like shocked facial expression. He might have another sort of facial expression, but I'm not 100% sure. In my opinion, what would have made this minifig a lot more better was if like his torso and legs were like all sort of ripped up and all that. Like you could see his white shirt, his tie, because in that scene with like the Book of Monsters, as he opens it up, like it sort of charges at him, and it like makes this sound. And like as he gets up, like his hair's messed up, his uniform is all like ripped open. So I really wish they actually gave like his hair a few like sort of spikes coming out to make it look sort of unorganized and all that, and then like his uniform all ripped up. And I think that would have made the minifig a lot more better. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video as much as I did making it, because I really did enjoy sharing my thoughts and opinions on the recently released Harry Potter Series 2 collectible minifigs. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully maybe getting all of them, but I'm not 100% sure yet, because all minifigs do look pretty awesome with some really nice variants and new variants of minifigs. But I kind of wish they maybe had maybe like 20 minifigs, because there is still a lot of different sort of versions and sort of updates on minifigs they can actually make, because it would have been really cool to get like a version of Sirius Black in like casual clothing. Like it would have been cool to get a different version of maybe like Snape, maybe like Draco, because like I believe we haven't gotten like an updated version of him from like movies 3 and all that, so it would have been really cool. And also Lucius Malfoy, I believe we haven't got a single version of him, so it would have been really nice if they actually did include him in a CMF series. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. And as always guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and can I see so goodbye.